My name is Alex Chin. Ethan Grant is my nemesis. Our rivalry had been a defining feature of our lives since our Northwood University days, a relentless battle for the top spot that had followed us into the corporate world. Every encounter was a carefully staged battlefield. What no one in the office knew was the true nature of the war we waged in private. In the gleaming conference room, Alex represented Group B, his voice sharp as he debated Ethan, the leader of Group A. The air was thick with tension, each team desperate to land the new flagship hotel campaign. The project manager, looking weary, sighed and declared a stalemate, demanding fresh proposals from both in 3 days. Alex and Ethan locked eyes across the table, a silent promise of mutual destruction passing between them. Their respective team members had to physically separate them, a low-grade fear of an actual brawl breaking out palpable in the room. Ethan, looking thoroughly irritated, loosened his silk tie. He told Alex, with a voice dripping with condescension, that he would absolutely win this time. Alex responded with a cold scoff, turning on his heel and leading his team from the room. During the lunch hour, as the office emptied, Alex remained at his desk, buried in research for the campaign. In the world of high-end hotel event planning, every successful gala was a major publicity coup. This competitive dynamic was something their boss not only tolerated but encouraged, as long as it drove results. His phone buzzed. A text from Ethan Grant suggested they meet in the break room for lunch. Alex's first instinct was to refuse, but curiosity about Group A's strategy won out. He rose and made his way to the break room. The moment he stepped inside, the door clicked shut behind him. A powerful force slammed him against the stainless steel lockers, and a fierce, demanding kiss silenced him. Ethan's anger from the meeting was still electric in his touch. He broke the kiss only to curse, his voice a low growl. He asked Alex what all the theatrics in the meeting were about, questioning if he hadn't been properly taken care of the night before. Alex, breathless, grabbed Ethan's wrist, reminding him that they were at the office. Ethan dismissed his concern, noting it wasn't the first time they'd kissed at work. He captured the back of Alex's head, his kiss deepening. A flicker of panic went through Alex, the fear of someone walking by. He bit Ethan's tongue, a sharp, but it did little to deter him. When Ethan finally pulled away, Alex's shirt was rumpled and his composure shattered. He shoved Ethan back, wiping his mouth with a furious gesture. He asked if Ethan despised him that much, threatening to bite back. Ethan's gaze was dark and unreadable, as if he had more to say. Alex, still unnerved, insisted that Ethan stop, his fear of being discovered overriding everything else. He turned to check the door, only to find Ethan had already locked it. The relief was a false dawn. Ethan chuckled, a low, throaty sound. He stepped forward, his anger replaced by a possessive tenderness as he straightened Alex's collar and smoothed his tie. His features, usually set in a mask of arrogant nonchalance, seemed profound when he was serious, almost affectionate. Alex averted his gaze, moving to sit down with their food. Ethan pushed the kale and quinoa bowl from the overpriced deli he secretly loved in front of him, a wicked smile playing on his lips. He purred, suggesting Alex just hand over the project, reminding him that he had let Alex win the last one. Alex retorted that he had won the last project on his own merit. It was always about merit, a silent agreement to never let the other find an easy opening. Ethan sighed dramatically, complaining about how heartless some people could be once their clothes were on. As he grumbled, he expertly placed a straw in Alex's iced tea and handed it to him. Alex ignored the bait, focusing on finishing his lunch before the break ended. As he stood to leave, Ethan's fingers hooked around his. He asked if Alex was just going to eat and run, demanding one more kiss. Alex told him to get lost. Unfazed, Ethan smiled and pinched Alex's earlobe, which was already burning hot. The amusement in his eyes was unmistakable. Alex pushed him away and walked out. After 2 years of this entanglement, he still found himself blushing far too easily. It was infuriating. A new crop of interns had recently joined the company. A bright kid named Leo had been assigned to Alex's team, and his proactive, hardworking nature was impressive. Alex was determined to win this campaign and use it as a teaching opportunity for him. After work, Leo approached him, a stack of freshly compiled research in his hands. He asked if Alex wanted to grab dinner, mentioning he had a few more questions about the project. Alex declined, stating a firm policy of not working after hours, but told him to ask tomorrow. He clapped Leo on the shoulder, commending his good work for the day. Leo's face lit up. They rode the elevator down together, Leo making small talk. He mentioned that he had also graduated from Northwood University and remembered seeing both Alex and Ethan's names on the school's honor roll. Alex smiled at the thought of being considered an esteemed alumnus. Outside the building, he said his goodbyes to Leo, claiming he was catching a cab. He walked around the corner and a few blocks down, where a familiar white Audi was waiting. Ethan's eyes were cold, his face a mask of displeasure. He demanded to know what took so long and what he had been discussing with the intern. Alex claimed it was nothing. Ethan pressed, questioning how nothing could take so long, pointing out how attentive the intern had been lately and suggesting he might have ulterior motives. Ethan's possessiveness was a suffocating, territorial instinct that flared up at the slightest hint of a threat. Not wanting to listen to a lecture, Alex leaned across the console, cupped Ethan's jaw, and gave him a hard, silencing kiss. He then announced he was hungry and told him to drive. Ethan fell silent, the corners of his mouth twitching into a reluctant smile. He warned Alex not to think a single kiss would be enough to placate him, threatening to deal with him later at Alex's apartment. Alex immediately refused, reminding him of their early morning the next day. He had no desire to be too exhausted to function. Ethan raised an eyebrow, a predatory glint in his eyes, and sighed dramatically. He lamented that he had been planning to make his signature pan-seared steak with a red wine reduction, Alex's favorite. What a shame. Alex hesitated. For all of Ethan's infuriating qualities, his cooking was sublime. It was, after all, how this whole mess had started. That moment of hesitation was all Ethan needed. He was already driving toward Whole Foods. The rest of the evening unfolded with practiced ease. Cooking, eating, showering, sleeping. Alex felt confident in his proposal. But 3 days later, he learned Ethan had gone behind his back, spoken directly to the client's executive manager, and secured the project. He was livid. The steak had been a distraction, a classic bait and switch. For the first time, Ethan hadn't played fair. After work, Alex found out where Ethan was entertaining the client and headed there, ready for a confrontation. In the hotel elevator, his mind raced, rehearsing the scathing remarks he would deliver. He overheard a few junior associates whispering. One complained about the unfairness of the manager's decision, questioning why he'd reversed course after praising their proposal. Another speculated that it was a big client, and the year-end bonuses were at stake. The third whispered a rumor that Ethan's family was wealthy, implying he must have pulled some strings. Alex frowned and cleared his throat. The girls spun around, their conversation dying instantly. On the ground floor, he gave them a cold look, them not to gossip about their colleagues. Ethan was indeed from a wealthy family, but his talent and drive were his own. That privilege couldn't eclipse the sheer amount of work he put in. Alex hated it when people judged him through that lens. When he arrived at the hotel bar, Ethan had just finished his meeting. He was clearly several drinks in. He walked with a steady gait, but his cheeks were flushed and his eyes had a distant, unfocused look. Alex watched as he shook hands with an arrogant, perfectly coiffed man, and his blood ran cold. It was Mr. Henderson, a man Alex had publicly clashed with on a previous account. A slight Henderson had never forgotten. After Henderson left, Ethan fumbled with his phone, trying to call an Uber. Alex stepped forward, steadying him and taking the car keys from his hand. Ethan beamed when he saw him, asking if team leader Chun was there to pick him up. His guard down, the alcohol finally hit him, and he leaned heavily on Alex, suddenly childlike. Alex managed to get him into the car and immediately started his interrogation. He asked why the client contact had changed from Secretary Lee to Henderson. Ethan explained that Lee had been unexpectedly transferred. Alex frowned, a suspicion forming in his mind. He asked if Ethan had snatched the project early because he knew Alex would have to face Henderson. Ethan snapped his fingers. "Bingo, baby, you're learning." He slurred, complaining about Henderson's nepotism-fueled arrogance. He recalled the glare Alex had given him that day in the meeting. He muttered that he wouldn't let anyone else have the chance to humiliate Alex. He couldn't even stand to say a harsh word to Alex himself. He held Alex's face in his hands, his touch gentle. A complicated warmth bloomed in his chest, tangled with resentment. What an idiot. Ethan mumbled that he had a headache and asked for a hug. Alex, his anger deflating, chided him for drinking so much but pulled him into an embrace, patting his back. Ethan's kisses began to fall randomly on his face and neck. He whispered, asking when Alex would finally give him a title, when they could make it official. Alex's gaze dropped. He pretended not to hear. Perhaps it was his parents' bitter divorce, but he had a deep-seated aversion to defined relationships. He didn't believe in longevity. If something was destined to end, why give it a name in the first place? It was easier to separate at any time. Better for everyone. He and Ethan were just an entanglement. He had made that clear from the beginning and Ethan had agreed. But now Ethan wanted more. Alex never answered his question. For the next 2 days, he kept his distance. Ethan noticed. He cornered him after work, demanding to know what was going on. He asked if it was so difficult to just be in a relationship, questioning why Alex was ignoring him. His expression was a mixture of hurt and frustration, painting Alex as the villain. Alex stated coldly that he had been clear from the start and told Ethan to find someone else if he wanted a real relationship. He tried to walk away, but Ethan grabbed his arm. He asked who else he could possibly want. He tried to pull Alex toward his car, insisting he was coming home with him. Alex yanked his arm free, his expression hardening. Ethan let go. They stood deadlocked on the busy sidewalk. Ethan's eyes softened, but before he could speak, Alex cut him off. "Let's separate." Ethan's face changed, and he grabbed Alex by the collar. He told him to say it again. Alex met his gaze without flinching, repeating that it wouldn't matter how many times he said it. He pushed Ethan away and got into a waiting taxi. After that day, Ethan Grant stopped pursuing him. But seeing each other every day at the office was a fresh kind of torture. Ethan became even more combative in meetings, and his gaze was glacial whenever it landed on Alex. On Friday, Alex planned to hit the gym after work, but a call from his mother changed his plans. She had made a reservation at a trendy Italian place downtown, insisting he join her. It was sudden. She didn't even live in the city. He assumed she missed him. When he walked into the private dining room, he found a young woman in her early 20s, with long curly hair. She smiled brightly. She introduced herself as Chloe, a friend of his mother's friend, Aunt Chun. Alex managed a tight smile and sat down, a sense of dread washing over him. While she perused the menu, he furiously texted his mother. His mother, Ms. Chun, replied that since he never went on dates when she urged him to, she had to take matters into her own hands. She thought Chloe was lovely and told him to just give it a try. He accused her of being despicable and deceitful. She ignored him, leaving him to handle the mess. He sighed and told Chloe bluntly that he wasn't interested in women. He didn't want to deceive her. Chloe, however, seemed genuinely interested, sharing details about her job nearby. She asked if he didn't like girls in general or just wasn't interested in her, suggesting they get to know each other anyway. He apologized and firmly reiterated his position to avoid wasting her time. Chloe's smile became strained. She excused herself to go to the restroom. Alex let out a breath of relief and signaled for the waiter to bring the check. As the door swung open for Chloe to leave, he caught a glimpse of a familiar figure flashing past in the hallway. The door swung open again a few minutes later. Alex had his CR card out, but a man approached the table with menacing steps. "Alex, no wonder you won't be with me. You're busy chasing after little girls?" Ethan's voice was laced with venom. He leaned over the table, his words a torrent of accusations. He wondered if Alex had suddenly decided he was tired of men and wanted to try women. Alex looked up at Ethan's furious face, a headache blooming behind his eyes. He denied it, insisting there was nothing between him and Chloe. Ethan sneered, questioning why they were in a private room if it was nothing. He said if he hadn't run into them, he wondered how long Alex would have hidden it. Alex tried to explain it was a blind date set up by his mother. The words blind date only seemed to make Ethan's face darken further. Alex tried to leave, but Ethan pinned him in his chair, blocking his escape. He demanded that Alex explain himself. Alex, his own anger rising, retorted by asking what right Ethan had to care. "No right? Alex, are you completely heartless?" Ethan snarled. He leaned down and bit Alex's lip, a savage, punishing kiss. It was his go-to move in a fight, but they were broken up. The thought momentarily stunned Alex, and in that instant, Ethan pushed him back against the chair, holding the back of his neck. The bite was intentional, meant to hurt. Alex was terrified Chloe would return and see them. If word got back to his mother, she would have an aneurysm. He mumbled for Ethan to stop being a fool, and Ethan finally released his mouth, only to sink his teeth into the side of Alex's neck, hard. The force was deliberate, calculated to leave a mark. "I'm not done with you," Ethan whispered viciously, his breath hot against Alex's ear. "You are not allowed to see anyone else, or I will haunt you for the rest of your life." By the time Chloe returned, Alex had gotten rid of Ethan and paid the bill. As she followed him out of the restaurant, she looked at him with concern. She asked why his mouth was so red, wondering if the arrabbiata was too spicy. Her eyes then fell to his neck. "Oh, are you having an allergic reaction to something?" "Maybe," Alex lied smoothly. "It's a small thing, probably just seasonal allergies. It'll go away." He hailed a cab for her. Chloe looked at him with a hint of regret, expressing a hope that they could see each other again. He gave a non-committal yeah, though both knew it would never happen. As the taxi pulled away, he noted the license plate number and sent it to his mother with a message. "The person has been sent home. I don't want to discuss it. Do not introduce me to anyone else again." His mother immediately responded with a series of long, angry voice messages, which he did not listen to. A car horn blared. Ethan rolled down his window. "Get in." Alex asked what else he could possibly want. With a look of pure disgust, Ethan said he was just giving him a ride. He was holding up traffic. Exhausted, Alex got in the car. The entire ride was filled with Ethan's incessant questions about the blind date, about Chloe, about whether Alex had told her he was gay. Alex, weary, ignored most of it, only answering the last question. A quiet, triumphant smile touched Ethan's lips. When they arrived at Alex's apartment building, he unbuckled his seatbelt. Ethan caught his hand, his gaze flicking to the mark on Alex's neck with a smug look. He asked if Alex wasn't going to invite him up. Alex pulled his hand away, reminding Ethan to recognize his current status in his life. He got out of the car and walked away, Ethan's furious curse. "Alex, you are so damn cruel," following him into the night. At the office, Ethan's open hostility subsided. The change was so jarring that members of Alex's team were unnerved. They asked him quietly during a meeting if Ethan was planning some major strategic move, noting that he had offered no opposition to their latest proposal. Someone even wondered if he was suffering from a recent breakup. A married colleague, Sue, remarked that while he had a vicious tongue, his physique was certainly appealing. The group devolved into lustful giggles. Alex cut them off, refocusing their attention on the upcoming corporate gala they had to organize. At lunch, he habitually glanced toward the break room. Ethan wasn't there. He was so used to their daily battles that the sudden peace felt unsettling. Leo appeared at his side, asking to have lunch with him. The intern had been making a series of minor errors lately, and Alex had corrected him a few times. He agreed, figuring it was a good chance to offer some guidance. They found a small ramen shop near the office. Alex pointed out Leo's recent mistakes, and the intern's face reddened, his hands twisting in his lap. Alex softened his tone, reassuring him it was just feedback. Leo thanked him, adding some chili oil to his noodles. He whispered that he actually appreciated Alex's directness. He said that while Alex seemed cold, he took good care of his team, and he was glad he wasn't on Ethan's team. Just then, Alex looked up and saw Ethan walk into the ramen shop. He shot Alex a cool look and sat at the adjacent table. Leo immediately tensed, his hands shaking as he ate. The silence was thick with Ethan's unspoken disapproval. Leo was so intimidated he resorted to texting Alex from across the small table, asking why Ethan was staring at him and wondering if he had done something to offend him. Alex sent back a reassuring emoji. Ethan saw the exchange and snorted derisively. On the way back to the company, Ethan cornered Alex. He asked sarcastically why Alex didn't look after him the way he did his intern, his voice dripping with acid. Alex sighed and ignored him, knowing any response would only fuel the fire. The team was in the final stages of setting up the corporate gala. Alex and Leo were on site, overseeing the final touches. As they were finishing up, Ethan arrived with coffee for them. At the sight of him, Leo quickly made himself scarce, pretending to be busy. Alex and Ethan stood in a quiet corridor. Ethan asked, in a low voice, if he wanted to see a movie that night. Alex said he was busy, needing to rest before the event the next day. Ethan pressed, asking when he would be free. Alex told him he wasn't. "What the hell?" Ethan began, gritting his teeth. He looked at Alex's impassive face and swallowed his curse. "Are you going to be this petty? Just because we're not together, we can't even be friends? Which friend obsessively monitors who you talk to?" Alex shot back. "Don't think I don't know what you're thinking." He finished his coffee and tossed the cup in the trash. Ethan's lips curled into a malicious smile. "And what am I thinking?" It was a blatant, immature provocation. Alex turned to walk away, but Ethan followed, relentless. "Tell me, team leader Chin, why so quiet? You know me so well, don't you?" "Shut up." Alex glared at him. At that moment, a staff member pushed a tall cart laden with heavy glass awards past them. Ethan, distracted, didn't notice and stumbled backward into it. The cart wobbled, its contents tilting precariously. "Ethan," Alex shouted. His body moved before his brain could process it. He shoved Ethan hard, out of the path of the falling objects. Several of the heavy glass trophies crashed to the floor, one of them catching Alex's arm as it fell. The sharp edge tore through his shirt sleeve and sliced deep into his flesh. For a moment, he felt nothing, his eyes fixed on Ethan. "Are you okay?" "Alex, your arm." Ethan stammered, his voice trembling. He shouted for someone to call an ambulance. Blood was already seeping through the white fabric of Alex's shirt, a shocking splash of crimson. The pain hit him then, a sharp, searing fire. But all he could focus on was the look on Ethan's face, his eyes wide with terror as he tried to staunch the bleeding, looking as if he were about to cry. In the hospital, Alex gritted his teeth as the doctor stitched the wound. Ethan stood beside him, looking more pained than Alex himself, repeatedly telling the doctor to be gentle. Alex tried to comfort him, telling him it wasn't that bad and squeezing his fingers. Ethan stared at him, his voice barely a whisper. "Why did you push me?" "I don't know," Alex answered honestly. In that split second, all he felt was a profound, instinctual panic at the thought of Ethan getting hurt. It was an involuntary reaction. He tried to downplay it, saying he would have done it for anyone. "Liar," Ethan said, his voice raw. "You were terrified for me. I've never seen you that worried about anyone." He cut through Alex's defenses, forcing him to confront the truth. Alex looked down, irritable, not wanting to continue the conversation. But Ethan was relentless. "Alex, you care about me. You have me in your heart." Alex's silence only made Ethan more agitated. "Why won't you admit it? It won't kill you to say it." "You're so annoying," Alex muttered. "I'm tired." Seeing that he wasn't going to get a denial, Ethan's expression softened slightly. He helped Alex up and took him home. The work injury meant Alex had to take time off. It was only then that he realized how much he relied on his independence. With his right arm immobilized, simple tasks became monumental challenges. Ethan started coming over every day after work to cook for him. Alex told him not to, but Ethan paid him no mind. On Friday, he simply stayed, refusing to leave after dinner. He sat on the couch, cutting up a fruit plate and feeding pieces to Alex. Alex glanced at the clock and asked when he was leaving. Ethan replied that he had to repay his savior. Alex said it was unnecessary. Ethan insisted, a cheeky grin on his face as he held a piece of watermelon to Alex's lips. Later, when Alex wanted to shower, Ethan insisted on helping. They ended up in a standoff outside the bathroom door. Alex told him to get out, threatening to call the police. Ethan pleaded, saying he was just worried about the wound. Alex retorted that Ethan's presence was the inconvenient part. He wouldn't even take off his shirt with Ethan there. Ethan took his hand, his voice a low murmur, asking why he was so shy. He pointed out the risk of infection. "Shut up," Alex snapped, his ears burning. After a long moment, Ethan finally relented with a sigh, calling him a little wife and telling him to be careful. Alex had planned for Ethan to sleep on the sofa, but Ethan walked into the bedroom and made himself at home on the bed, patting the pillow next to him. Alex told him he would take the sofa. Ethan was not pleased. He stood up, pulled Alex into his arms, and pushed him onto the bed, sliding under the covers and holding him tight. He asked why Alex was running, teasingly wondering if he was afraid he couldn't resist his charm. Alex turned his back to him, pretending to sleep. Ethan's breath was warm on his neck. His hand found Alex's, his fingers gently intertwining with his, careful to avoid the injured arm. In the dark, just as Alex thought he was asleep, Ethan spoke. "Alex, aren't we happy together? Why don't you want to be with me? Don't you believe I'll always be with you?" "No," Alex whispered. "It's my own problem. I don't trust myself." The person behind him was silent for a few seconds. Then, Ethan turned him over and moved to kiss him. Alex turned his head away, him not to take advantage of the situation. Ethan promised it would be just one kiss. His fingers gently stroked the back of Alex's neck, his scent enveloping him. Alex's heart hammered against his ribs. He couldn't fight him, and the kiss came. "Good night," Ethan murmured, tucking the covers around him. Ethan stopped pushing him for a commitment. Instead, he slowly and silently integrated himself into every corner of Alex's life. One afternoon, while home alone, Alex found himself struggling to hang laundry and instinctively called out Ethan's name. The realization hit him with the force of a physical blow. He avoided love, yet he was irrevocably drawn to Ethan. He couldn't live without him. The two conflicting emotions were tearing him apart. His arm was nearly healed. He told Ethan he didn't have to come over anymore. "Use me and throw me away. You're more heartless than a scumbag," Ethan muttered, pulling him in for a resentful kiss. He then disappeared into the bathroom. Alex got up to get ready for his day, forgetting that Leo was scheduled to drop off some new project files. He was brushing his teeth when Ethan emerged from the bathroom and demanded that Alex shave him, threatening to rub his stubble all over his neck. As they were playfully wrestling, the doorbell rang. "Who is it this early?" Ethan grumbled, pulling the door open. Leo stood there, staring at Ethan's bathrobe, then at the apartment number, his eyes wide with shock. He stammered that he was there to deliver materials to team leader Chen. Ethan took them with a curt "I know." Alex walked out of the bathroom, and Leo's eyes darted between them, full of unspoken questions. Alex subconsciously pulled his collar higher, covering the faint marks from the previous night. Ethan blocked Leo's view. "This doesn't concern you. Go to work." He then shut the door in the intern's face. A few seconds later, Leo knocked again. A furious Ethan opened the door. "What now?" Leo timidly held out a breakfast bag, explaining he'd brought it for Alex. He was practically trembling. Alex quickly took it, thanking him. Leo's gaze flickered between them again, finally landing on Alex's neck. He leaned in and whispered, "Team leader, is he bullying you? Did you two fight?" Alex was at a loss for words. Ethan snorted and wrapped an arm around Alex's shoulders. "Leo, with an imagination like that, I seriously question if you'll make it past your probation." He waved him away and closed the door again. On his way to work, Leo sent Alex a long string of question marks. Alex simply told him not to say anything to anyone. Leo obediently agreed. A week later, Alex returned to the office. His team welcomed him back with flowers. As he passed Ethan's desk, Ethan handed him a coffee. "Welcome back, Team Leader Chun," he said, his fingers brushing against Alex's palm, a smile in his eyes. Alex gave a cool nod in response. From across the room, Leo watched them, a knowing look on his face. Later that day, Ethan secretly texted him, saying he would make soup for him that night. Alex hesitated, then replied, "Okay." He felt it was time. Time to finally give Ethan an answer. After work, he waited downstairs for a long time, but Ethan never appeared. A colleague mentioned that Ethan had left early. Alex was surprised. He'd been in meetings all afternoon. He called Ethan's phone. It rang for a long time before he answered. Ethan sounded distracted, apologizing and saying something urgent had come up. He told Alex to go home without him. The sound of traffic was loud in the background. Alex hung up, a hollow feeling of disappointment in his chest. At home, he ordered takeout but only ate half. His taste had been ruined by Ethan's cooking. A stray sweatshirt belonging to Ethan was still on the balcony, fluttering in the wind. The apartment was filled with traces of him, but he wasn't there. What could have been so urgent? Late that night, unable to sleep, he scrolled through his phone. He hesitated over Ethan's contact, then backed out. And then he saw it. An Instagram story posted 15 minutes ago. It was a picture taken in a loud, crowded bar, the table cluttered with bottles of expensive liquor. In the background, the blurry figures of men and women. So this was his emergency. It was a bitter, foolish thing to have been worried. He gritted his teeth and liked the story. "You want to be in a relationship with me," he thought. "You're a damn liar." He pulled the covers over his head, sinking into a fresh, raw anger.